Good morning. Yeah, it's a brisk, chilly morning here in Reno, Nevada. And I wanted to share something with you about a book. And the book is called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And the book is the book is really old. So if you are not familiar with Napoleon Hill, which I wasn't, Napoleon Hill is a guy who wrote a book back in the turn of the century. This guy lived through the Great Depression and a bygone era. But the principles that Napoleon Hill talks about in this book, it's called Think and Grow Rich. The principles that he talked about in this book are kind of mind blowing because they're very relevant now. And I finally got a paperback book, a paperback version of this book. I probably should mirror my video, huh? Don't you think? Let me go. Hey, look at that. We can actually see things as they really are. That's amazing. Yeah, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I originally got this book on audio, and I have an Audible subscription, and I got it as an audiobook with one of my free credits. And this free credit allowed me to get this audiobook. And when I got this audiobook, I listened to it in my sleep. I listen to audiobooks and podcasts in my sleep. It helps me sleep. And I originally tried to listen to this in my sleep. So I wanted to share some of my insights, some of my takeaway from this experience. So first I went to sleep and the book reading, the narration is very monotone. I will say the reader he's a very well spoken reader. Um, kind of sounds like Isaac from the Orville. It kind of sounds like that. And he reads very well. He's very well spoken, but it's very monotone. And this book is informative. It informs you on principles and informs you on processes that you ought to be doing in your life. Like whether you're trying to be an entrepreneur or whether you're just trying to have better personal relationships or whether you're just trying to prosper in how you're doing in your life, this book is a lot to process. So, what I gathered from my first encounter with this book, which was to listen to it on the audiobook, Think and Grow Rich, was that this book is not a book meant to be read and sat down. This book is not something that, although I'm a firm believer, I'm a firm believer that reading books in your sleep, like taking in audiobooks in your sleep, is a great way to inculcate your mind into what you're trying to take in, the content that you're trying to take in. For instance, I grew up with a mostly undiagnosed reading disability, and literally I could read a paragraph and pass out asleep. I could be wide awake. So I listen to the Bible in my sleep, and I listen to podcasts in my sleep. I listen to content in my sleep that I believe will build up my life. And so I thought, okay, well, I'll read this in my sleep. I'll listen to this in my sleep. I'll get it in my mindset, right? I wanted it to be deep in my mindset. And as it turns out, it's not a book that's really great for sleeping because it forces you to think. It really does make you think. It I started hearing things when I woke up, as nature would have it, I woke up in the middle of the night, as we do. And then when I'm trying to get back to sleep, this guy is telling me stuff Napoleon Hill is telling me stuff that is just changing my whole paradigm in my brain as to how I should be approaching my life, my daily schedule, my daily comings and goings is changing how I'm like, I should be doing these things, right? I should be processing this and doing these things. This is a book about doing. That's the first and foremost takeaway from this. And so I came to the conclusion in that one thing that what I needed to do was start applying this. I needed to get a paper copy of this book because I need to work it like homework. I need to work this book in my life, okay, not just in my business, but I need to work this book like a workbook, like a textbook that I take home and I noticed that this copy that I got, it's a used copy that I got off eBay, and I noticed it's got some marks and some highlights in it that people have done, and, I think that even though this guy wrote this book, and this is the updated version, by the way, but even though this guy wrote this book at the turn of the century, the principles are still very applicable today. They're entirely relevant today. These are things that people who want to succeed in life should be doing. Like this should be your go-to, your routine. So I'm gonna put this right next to my Bible and my daily applications each day because we do a Bible reading every day. And this is not made to be a religious video, but you guys who follow me know that I'm a Christian. And this book does talk about Christ, talks about other things as well. But the principles in this book are basically this guy took a very left brain approach and said, you know what, these are things that people who do not succeed do. These are common traits among people. You might want to check yourself for those things. And these are things that people who do become rich and prosperous do. It's very left brain. People who basically suck at life do this, and people who excel at life do this. And it's a very analytical look, and it's a way to call yourself to accountability. One of the tenets that's taught in the book is that the book is not to be just picked up and read. It's to be worked through. And so every day, apparently, for the last decade or so, a group of people have been getting together on a phone call every day and sitting down and working through this and talking about it every day. And it's called the Grow Rich Mastermind. And one of the tenets in the book is that people should get together and talk about it. People should get together and brainstorm over or mastermind, brainstorm over the concepts in this book, how you can apply it today in your life right now. The next thing you do right after you get off this call. So this call is going to be an important part of my life. I've been listening to some of the recordings because it's very early in the morning. This call is very early in the morning for me. It's 6 in the morning over here on the West Coast. But I find that it's going to be a worthwhile endeavor because getting together with people and reading through this book, reading passages from this book, and then talking about what our takeaways from it are each day. I think that's something that's important to do. I think it's important to do with this book, and I think it's important to do with the Bible. Um, anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because I want this to change my life. I mean, my life is not terrible, but I have done a lot of things in my life that were not productive. And this is a great way for me I can see immediately. Uh, it asks you to call yourself to accountability, but as well, it asks you that if you're not able to be objective about some things in your life, and there are some things about my life that I'm not able to be objective about, to bring somebody alongside you who is able to tell you straight up, yes, this is how you are. Bring somebody into your life that you can do that with. Be accountable. And so I'm going to be applying these, and I am starting today. I just am already. I joined the call live today for the first time, and I can tell it is something that is completely overhauling people's lives. So I want to be a part of that. So, anyway, if you guys are interested in the Think and Grow Rich book and the Grow Rich Mastermind, you can get an electronic copy of this book for free from my website. If you go to my website, which is, let me pull that up, sparetimeismine.com. Yeah, I have a YouTube channel, I have a TikTok, I have an Instagram, but on my website, you will find the Think and Grow Rich Mastermind. And let me see if I can pull that up. Bum, 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 bum. Right here. Oh, no, it's not that one. Let's go right here since I don't have it up the way that I wanted to. Right there is my website. And on my website, you have my free newsletter right there where you can you get access to a whole bunch of stuff. But in addition to the Think and Grow Rich Mastermind, which I will be posting a newsletter update about that today. But the daily Grow Rich Mastermind call and the replays are all right there. And as a bonus for signing up for this, and it's free, it's totally free. You get a whole bunch of books, this one included, but there's a couple other books by Napoleon Hill and other authors that will help you to improve your life. And in addition to that, there's some audio recordings that you can get. All of the past replays from this daily call are there, so you have that complete collection available to you, and you get an electronic copy of this book for totally free. So check that out. And I just wanted to share that with you because this is something that I'm going to be doing in my life. This is not a book that's meant to be just picked up and then read and then put back on your shelf. It is meant to be worked. It is meant to be I don't know. I would kind of liken it to the big blue book in recovery. I think that it's something that you got to do your homework. So it's meant to be shared. It's meant to be given as a gift. It's meant to improve people's lives. So uh, let me close that up. I wasn't prepared this morning for this. um, but I am looking at your comments. I don't see any new comments today. So I will sign off. Anyway, you guys, God bless you. Thank you for watching. I do see there's a few people that were watching today. So God bless you. I hope that you make today awesome. It is early in the day, so you still have a whole bunch of today to make awesome for yourself. And I hope that you make it awesome for other people as well. Love on somebody right now, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.